Remember, people are more important than money, but if you come across these 10 signals, it might be time to say goodbye to a relationship, even if it's with someone you're close to. In our messy, confusing world, filled with feelings and tough situations, the calm wisdom of Stoicism is making a strong return. It gives us a powerful lesson. To sometimes improve, we need to let go of some relationships, including those with family or friends. This doesn't mean we have to be alone. It's about being real with ourselves and achieving peace. We're going to talk about 13 ways you can tell it's time to say goodbye to certain people. Sit back and be ready to listen. Here we go. Number 1. When friends or family stop you from growing. It's important to think about it. A saying goes, if a friendship ends, it wasn't true to begin with. This makes us think about what real friendship and family love should be like. They should help and lead us as we try to become wise and good. But sometimes, the people we're close to can distract us from getting better. When we notice we're being pulled off track by our relationships, it's time to really think about them. We might need to look at our friendships and family differently, maybe even take a step back from people who hold us back instead of helping us grow. It's about finding out more about ourselves and valuing who we are. The main point is, growing as a person depends a lot on who we spend our time with. Good relationships make us want to improve, challenge us in good ways, and respect our dreams. When we run into relationships that slow us down, remember what Seneca said: look for true friends and family who stick by us through tough times, help us learn, and grow with us. It's a journey full of new discoveries, obstacles, and sometimes starting fresh. Number 2. When harmful emotions rule over a relationship. It's a good time to reflect on wisdom from Marcus Aurelius, a well-known Stoic. He taught, "Your mind is yours to control, not the events around you. Knowing this gives you strength." This advice reminds us to keep control over our feelings and thoughts, especially when anger, jealousy, or resentment fill our relationships. These negative emotions can push us away from our inner strength and get us stuck in a loop of reacting without thinking to things we can't control. Anger, jealousy, and resentment are normal feelings, but they can lead us away from being calm and in control. The challenge lies in recognizing these harmful emotions and realizing that we control our responses to them. As taught by Marcus Aurelius, external situations are beyond our control, but how we react to them is entirely up to us. This means we need to keep working on understanding ourselves and controlling our responses, which is very important for keeping our minds and hearts healthy, especially in tough relationships. If a relationship often makes us feel bad, we need to think about how it affects us. Does it help us grow and feel good, or does it keep us stuck in bad feelings? In dealing with these tough emotions in our relationships, we should look for the inner strength Marcus Aurelius talked about. This includes being patient, understanding, and kind, setting healthy limits, and sometimes stepping back from relationships that stop us from being our best. It's a journey of finding out who we are and gaining the power to focus on relationships that make us better and leave behind those that hold us back. Number 3. When you find yourself being manipulated or controlled in relationships. It's useful to reflect on the teachings of Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who valued personal freedom. He famously said, "No one is free who is not master of himself." This highlights the importance of being in control of your own life and decisions for your well-being and growth. Manipulation and control by others in any relationship are signs that your autonomy is under threat. If you're in a situation where someone else is making your decisions or telling you what to think or do, you're losing your freedom. which goes against Stoic beliefs in self-control and personal freedom. To handle this, it's important to spot the signs of a relationship where you're being controlled or manipulated. These signs can include constant put-downs, feeling bad about yourself, being kept away from friends and family, or someone else making choices for you without caring about what you think. These actions break down your self-confidence and trap you in a cycle where you rely too much on someone else emotionally and mentally. Realizing you're in such a relationship is the first step towards getting your freedom back. Epictetus teaches us that real freedom means being in charge of your life, setting your own limits, and possibly leaving relationships that take away your basic right to freedom. Choosing to leave a manipulative relationship is tough and can hurt, but it shows bravery and is key to taking back control of your life. This journey to freedom helps us find out who we are, strengthens our self-belief, and most importantly, reminds us of our value and independence. In short, realizing and moving away from relationships that control or manipulate us is a deep act of self-care. Following the wisdom of Epictetus, we should aim to be in charge of our lives, developing relationships that respect our independence and encourage our growth. Number 4. When a relationship hurts more than it helps. Faced with a relationship that brings more harm than good, we need to focus on how important our happiness and growth are. Toxic relationships, which make us feel constantly upset and drain our energy, go against everything that helps us grow. When there's always tension, fights that go nowhere, disrespect, and no emotional support, it's a sign that the relationship is bad for us. These kinds of relationships can make us feel worse mentally and physically. Toxic behaviors like ongoing criticism, lack of understanding, manipulation, or emotional mistreatment can trap us in a negative loop, making it hard to improve ourselves or our careers. Achieving inner peace requires a supportive, respectful environment that focuses on our mental and emotional health. If a relationship is blocking these goals, it's a clear indicator that something needs to change. Deciding to leave a harmful relationship is an act of self-care and self-respect. It may be difficult and you might experience feelings of guilt or fear, but it's an important step towards engaging in relationships that truly contribute to your growth and happiness. Moving on from a negative relationship also offers an opportunity for reflection and learning. It's a period for reinforcing your self-esteem, revisiting your values, and gaining insights into what constitutes a healthy relationship for you. So it's really important to notice when a relationship is toxic and be brave enough to make a change. After all, focusing on our own happiness and growth is super important, and the friendships or partnerships we have are a big part of that. Number 5. The need for mutual respect in relationships. Aligning with Stoic ideals of dignity and self-discipline, relationships lacking in mutual respect clash with these ideals, creating a setting filled with misunderstandings, feelings of being undervalued, and ongoing stress. Respect is essential for healthy relationships, requiring us to value differences, listen, and try to understand the other's perspective and show empathy and thoughtfulness. Without respect, communication fails, conflicts get worse, and peace falls apart. A relationship missing mutual respect can lead to contempt, harmful criticism, ignoring the other's needs and emotions, and even abusive actions. These behaviors damage the relationship and harm the self-respect and emotional health of those involved. According to Stoicism, maintaining dignity and self-discipline in our interactions is vital, which includes treating others with respect and consideration we expect for ourselves. When this essential respect is missing from a relationship, the relationship suffers and becomes twisted. If we find ourselves in a relationship lacking mutual respect, it's important to assess the situation and consider changes to restore balance. This might require open communication, establishing boundaries, or in some cases, distancing oneself, particularly when disrespect is constant and cannot be resolved. Acknowledging and addressing a lack of respect in a relationship is crucial for preserving our self-respect and mental health. Ultimately, choosing relationships founded on mutual respect is a decision for self-esteem and growth, in line with Stoic values of dignity and self-restraint. Number 6. When the relationship makes you blind to reality. The sixth sign highlights the Stoic value of accepting reality, a principle that's crucial in relationships as well. Relationships that keep us clinging to false beliefs or denying the truth are harmful and hinder our growth. According to Stoicism, accepting reality isn't about giving up. It's about seeing the world clearly without misleading hopes or idealizations. When we bring this mindset into our relationships, it's clear that staying in relationships built on fantasies or denial stops us from living genuinely and truthfully. Being in a relationship that pushes us to overlook reality through fantasies, making excuses for bad behavior, or living in a made-up world keeps us from truly understanding ourselves and others. This denial can lead us to overlook important issues, make choices based on wrong views, and live in constant disappointment. Such relationships are often filled with empty promises, unrealistic hopes, or ignoring clear problems, leading to frustration and unhappiness because we chase after things that don't match with reality. Facing the truth in a relationship isn't easy, especially if it means letting go of fantasies we've held onto. Yet, this step is essential for our growth and for forming relationships that are both healthier and more grounded in reality. The Stoics teach us to accept things as they are, find peace in this acceptance, and live with a clear understanding of the world. It's important, then, to recognize when a relationship is more about fantasy than actuality. By identifying and moving away from such situations, we can find our way back to a life that's more genuine and fulfilling, staying true to Stoic values of embracing reality and gaining clarity. Number 7. When the relationship does not align with your values. Number 7 emphasizes the importance of living in harmony with our personal values, a concept deeply rooted in Stoicism and essential for a fulfilling life. When relationships push us to compromise or go against our core values, we're at a crossroads that requires deep thought and re-evaluation. Our values guide us like a compass in making decisions, shaping our actions, and defining our interactions. When a relationship requires us to sidestep or ignore these guiding principles, it endangers not only our integrity, but can lead to major discontent and discomfort. Such relationships can pressure us to act against our inner voice, accept behavior we find wrong, or give up key parts of who we are. These compromises might seem minor at first, but over time they can damage our self-worth and respect. Stoicism emphasizes the significance of aligning our lives with our core values, which includes the bravery to make tough decisions, step away from situations that mislead us, and engage in relationships that uphold our core beliefs. Re-evaluating a relationship's alignment with our values is challenging. It might bring up internal struggles, feelings of loyalty, the fear of being alone, or the fear of new beginnings. Nonetheless, sticking to our values is crucial for our mental and emotional well-being, representing self-respect and genuineness. Hence, It's important to understand the influence of our relationships on our values. When we notice a compromise in our core values, we must consider the real benefits of such relationships on our personal development and well-being. Choosing paths that stick to our values is a basic Stoic practice and key to leading an authentic and rewarding life. Number 8. When the give and take in a relationship isn't equal, having balance is crucial for any healthy and lasting relationship. If one person always does the giving and the other always takes, it's unfair and can lead to problems over time. In good relationships, both people help out and support each other in ways that are fair. They might not always give and take the same things at the same time, but overall, they both put in effort and help each other out. If only one person is always helping and the other is always taking, it creates an unfair situation that can make the helper feel unappreciated, tired, and less valued. This problem can show up in different ways, like emotionally, where one person is always there for the other but doesn't get the same support back, or in daily life, with chores or big decisions. When this imbalance becomes regular, the relationship stops being a teamwork and turns into a burden for the one who's always giving. It's key to notice when a relationship isn't giving back as much as you put in. You might need to talk openly about what each person wants and needs, set new rules about who does what, or even think about if the relationship should continue. Remember, feeling good about yourself is important too. If you're always the one giving more, it can make you feel less valuable. So, making sure things are fair in a relationship is not just about being nice. It's also about taking care of yourself. Healthy relationships should help everyone involved grow and feel happy. We should aim for and work on relationships that are good for us and the people we care about. Number 9. Never stay in a relationship where you are mistreated. Being hurt by someone in any way is totally wrong and should not be put up with. Stoic thinkers, who believed in the importance of self-worth and pride, tell us we should never accept being treated badly or harmed. Mistreatment can come in many forms: hitting, hurting feelings, yelling, messing with someone's mind, or taking advantage of them financially. No matter how it happens, it's really bad for the health and happiness of the person it happens to. When someone is in a relationship where they're controlled, scared, cut off from others, or intimidated, it's a sign of abuse. Stoicism tells us to love and respect ourselves, meaning we should understand our value and refuse to let anyone treat us poorly. If we're in a relationship where we're constantly put down and treated as less than human, that's the opposite of living a good and honorable life, according to Stoic beliefs. Realizing you're in a harmful relationship is the first step towards getting help and making a change. It's important to know that abuse is never okay, and it's the abuser who is at fault, not the person being hurt. Getting support from friends, family, or experts is key to escaping this bad situation. Leaving a relationship where you're mistreated is tough and takes bravery and backing from others, but doing so is important for getting back your self-confidence, self-worth, and independence. The path to recovery from such a relationship is also about rediscovering how valuable and strong you are. Knowing the signs of mistreatment and acting fast to keep yourself safe is important. Following Stoic ideas about valuing yourself and insisting on a life of dignity and respect without abuse is key for everyone. Number 10. If you're always failing to communicate. Communication is crucial for any strong relationship. When we find ourselves in a situation where communication breaks down all the time, whether because it's one-sided or full of arguments, it's a big barrier to living in harmony and understanding each other, something Stoicism values a lot. In relationships with poor communication, it's common to face misunderstandings, frustration, and resentment. If one person always does the talking and doesn't give space for the other, it's damaging. And if talking always leads to fights and no agreement, it can be very exhausting. The Stoics believe in living in harmony and balance, both with ourselves and with others. They say we should try to understand each other and talk peacefully, stay away from needless fights, and create a respectful environment for everyone. To do this, talking to each other well is very important. To get better at communicating, we need to listen carefully, speak clearly and nicely, and be willing to see things from the other person's view. This means being able to talk about what's bothering us, sharing how we feel and what we need, and working together to solve problems. If we keep having trouble talking and can't seem to fix it, we might need to rethink about the relationship. Sometimes getting advice from a therapist or counselor can help us get past these talking problems. So, keeping up good communication is really important for a relationship's health and lasting a long time. It's not just good for us personally, but also helps us build relationships that are peaceful and rewarding, just like the Stoics wanted. Number 11. If your relationship ruins your peace of mind. Stoic philosophy really values calmness and peace inside us, saying it's super important for a happy, balanced life. If we're in relationships that keep messing with our inner peace, it's a big signal that we need to think hard about these relationships and maybe even end them if we have to. Relationships that keep making us feel upset, anxious, stressed, or insecure don't fit with the Stoic idea of keeping calm. Stoicism teaches us to keep our emotions steady and stay calm inside, even when things outside are tough. A relationship that always upsets us stops us from finding that calm. This can make us feel bad all the time, messing with our happiness and stopping us from doing things that matter to us. It's key to look at how the relationship is affecting our happiness. We should think about how it makes us feel emotionally, if there's a constant stream of negativity that can't be fixed, and if trying to make things better hasn't helped. Deciding to end a relationship is tough, more so when there are strong emotions involved. However, Stoic philosophy teaches us to put our well-being and peace above everything. This might mean walking away from relationships that harm our sense of peace. Remember, looking for peace isn't selfish. It's necessary for taking care of ourselves and living by our true values. Hence, when in relationships that consistently disturb our peace, it's vital to have the courage to make hard choices, always with the goal of achieving inner calm and stability. Reflecting on Epictetus's insight, the first and greatest victory is to conquer oneself. We can appreciate that ending a relationship is not a sign of defeat, but a bold step towards authenticity and personal growth. Number 12. If you're always making excuses for them. When you find yourself constantly defending or making excuses for someone's behavior, especially if it goes against your own beliefs or hurts you, it's a red flag. Healthy relationships are built on honesty and accountability, not justifications for harmful actions. If you're always covering up or excusing what they do, it might be time to think about why you feel the need to protect them from the consequences of their actions. It's important to have partners or friends who can own up to their mistakes and grow from them, rather than relying on you to clean up their messes. Number 13. If pretending is part of being with them. Being real is super important in any friendship or love. If you catch yourself always changing what you think, hiding what you like, or acting differently to make someone else happy, it's a sign things aren't right. Good relationships let you be you, your real thoughts, feelings and all, without worry of getting judged or pushed away. If you feel you have to wear a mask and can't just be yourself, that relationship probably isn't the best fit for you. Everyone deserves to be liked and accepted just as they are. This path, though tough, is a chance for personal development and a way to really live by our deepest values. Remember, every decision we make, especially to leave behind what hurts us, shows real bravery and self-respect. Following this stoic path not only protects our happiness, but also leads us to a better and more rewarding life. Thank you for watching till the end. If you like what you've seen, don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, and join our community. I'll see you in the next one.